I bet you've wondered at some point if it's actually possible to replace your income online, right? Well, welcome to today's Explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled to have you here because today we are completely demystifying the world of legitimate online income. Look, there is just so much noise out there about making money on the internet. It can be super overwhelming, but we're going to cut right through all of that today. We're breaking down the actual pragmatic steps you can take to build real value and earn a genuine income online. No fluff, just the facts.
Okay, let's dive right into our pragmatic roadmap for today. We're going to cover the online money myth, then 7 realistic online paths, the essential skills for success, avoiding common money traps, and finally, your 30-day launch plan.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the online money myth, where we bust the illusion of passive income. So we really need to address the elephant in the room first. Imagine waking up, opening your phone or laptop, and seeing that you've earned money while you were sleeping. Let's just validate that for a second, because honestly, it sounds absolutely incredible, doesn't it? It's literally the ultimate dream that gets sold to us constantly on our social media feeds.
But we've got to contrast that illusion with reality. The myth tells us that making money online is this magic trick yielding instant riches. But the reality? Yeah, it's not instant, and it is definitely not magic. Actually, to earn money online, it requires a tangible mechanism. You need a skill, a product, an audience, or a service that people are actually willing to pull out their wallets and pay for. It all comes down to offering real value. Moving right along to Section 2, 7 realistic online paths. Let's look at some legitimate ways to actually earn.
All right, path number 1 is freelancing. Basically, instead of being a traditional employee, you provide skills directly to clients. The roadmap here is actually super simple. First, choose just one skill to master, maybe something like video editing or copywriting. Seriously, don't try to learn everything at once. Then, practice by building 5 to 10 sample projects yourself. Throw those into a clean, simple portfolio. After that, you find clients through targeted outreach or freelance marketplaces. And finally, gradually raise your prices as you gather positive feedback. The huge takeaway here? Stop just selling your time and start selling a refined skill.
Path number 2 is YouTube content creation. And hey, you don't need a massive team or a crazy expensive camera to get started. A smartphone works perfectly fine. There are countless niches you can dive into, everything from technology and finance to AI and personal development. The trick is to pick a topic you can consistently talk about. Research what people are searching for, create valuable videos with strong hooks, and just upload consistently. Honestly, treat those first few videos purely as practice. Eventually, through monetization, sponsorships, or your own products, you can earn. Why? Because on YouTube, attention itself is a highly valuable asset.
Okay, our third path is affiliate marketing. This is where you recommend a product using a special tracking link, and if someone buys through it, you earn a commission. But listen, you can't just go around spamming links everywhere. You need to create genuinely useful content. We're talking in-depth comparisons, tutorials, buying guides, or honest product reviews. You really must choose legitimate programs you actually understand and honestly want to recommend. The whole goal here is building trust with your audience. That trust is infinitely more valuable than chasing a quick one-off commission.
Path number 4 is selling digital products. Think ebooks, spreadsheets, or design templates. And the core philosophy behind this is just brilliant. As our source material puts it, the goal isn't to sell a file. The goal is to sell a solution. I absolutely love that. You find a very specific problem people struggle with, and you turn your knowledge into a professional, well-designed digital resource that solves it. The best part? You create it once, and you can sell it over and over again.
Moving on to path 5, online tutoring or coaching. Look, if you know a subject well, someone out there is willing to pay to learn it. The progression is pretty straightforward. First, identify your strongest subject. But step 2, and this is critical, define a very specific student. Don't just go out there and say, I teach English. Instead say, I help beginners improve their spoken English. You see the difference? That specificity changes everything. Then, you create a weekly lesson structure. Start with affordable pricing to gather some really powerful testimonials, and eventually scale your knowledge into an online asset, like group classes.
Path number 6 is social media management. Literally millions of businesses want to grow on platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn, but the owners simply do not have the time. And that is exactly your opportunity. They need someone writing captions, editing short videos, scheduling content, and tracking all those analytics. If you just take the time to learn the platforms and some basic editing tools like Canva, you can put together a sample portfolio, reach out to businesses that have inconsistent social media, and build yourself a solid roster of recurring monthly clients. The seventh and final path is building an online business. This could be e-commerce, a software product, or an agency. Now, full disclosure, this is definitely the most difficult path, but it also has massive long-term potential. Start by finding a problem to solve, not just something random to sell. Research the market demand, and then, this is absolutely vital, create a simple version first. Do not spend months building something in secret. Get your first customers, collect their feedback, and then improve and scale from there. So those are the 7 paths, but how do you actually execute them?
That brings us to Section 3, Essential Skills for Success. Let's see what connects all these methods.
So what ties all 7 of these paths together? Well, the answer is a very specific set of high-value skills. You need communication to really understand and convince people. You need sales because, let's face it, every single business requires customers to survive. You need marketing because even the absolute greatest product in the world is totally useless if nobody knows it exists. Content creation is vital for attracting attention in a crowded space. And finally, leveraging technology and AI will help you work so much faster than your competition. These are the underlying mechanics that empower true digital entrepreneurs.
But, if we distill all of that down, there is really one ultimate underlying skill, and that is problem solving. The bigger the problem you can solve, the more valuable your skill can become. It's that simple. Your financial value in the online marketplace scales directly with the size and the complexity of the problems you're able to resolve for other people.
Section 4. Avoiding common money traps. Let's talk about staying safe out there.
The online space is filled with incredible opportunities, for sure, but it is also filled with dragons and scams that you absolutely must avoid. If you ever see anyone promising things like guaranteed income, or get rich overnight, or pay us first and we'll give you a guaranteed job, or my favorite, 90% profit with zero risk, I want you to literally run the other way. These are classic trap phrases designed to just take your money. Making money online is entirely possible, but as we're reporting impartially from our sources today, it requires learning, consistency, and a whole lot of patience. Never ever invest money you can't afford to lose while chasing a quick profit. And finally, Section 5, your 30-day launch plan. Time to start executing.
All right, it is time to move from passive learning into active execution. Here is your realistic 4-week timeline. In week 1, you choose your skill. Spend a few hours every day just learning and practicing it. In week 2, build your portfolio with several concrete examples that actually prove what you can do. In week 3, step out of your comfort zone and find your first opportunity. Contact clients, or publish your product. And in week 4, study your results, improve, and repeat the process. My biggest piece of advice to you as a focused learner is this. Please do not try all 7 methods at once. Pick just one path to become truly great at. To summarize our core thesis for this explainer today, we really have to recognize the ultimate reality of digital income. The internet is not an ATM where you just punch in a secret code and cash magically falls out. The internet is a marketplace. It's a massive, bustling marketplace where if you take the time to develop a useful skill, solve a real problem, and provide genuine value to people, you will inevitably create incredible financial opportunities for yourself. So, I want to leave you with this provocative question. Out of everything we covered today, which online income method are you going to try first? Look, stop waiting for tomorrow. Stop just absorbing endless information without actually taking action. Choose one method from our explainer today, start practicing, give yourself permission to fail, improve, and just keep going. Thank you so much for joining me, and I honestly can't wait to see what you build.